Rafael Nadal returns to court, trains with Filipina star Eala. Manila, Philippines. Tennis great Rafael Nadal returned to the tennis court, practicing alongside Filipina tennis star Eala. In an Instagram post, Nadal said it felt great to be back. 1 year later, it felt great to be back on a tennis court. It was great to practice with you at Eala. Next time I will be stronger, he wrote. Eala also thanked Nadal for sharing the court with her. Back like you never left, she wrote in the comment section of Nadal's Instagram video. Eala, who is currently ranked 50th in the WTA standings, is preparing for the upcoming Southeast Asian Games in Thailand. Rafael Nadal stepped onto the terrabatita of his academy in Manipur with the reverence of a man returning to a sacred chapel. The grain stuck softly to the soles of his shoes, clinging with the familiarity of an old friend he feared he might never meet again. He inhaled deeply, chalk, sand, the faint smell of the Mediterranean drifting in through the open doorway. For a moment, he closed his eyes and listened. The court had always spoken to him, not with words, but with vibrations, the echo of a bouncing ball, the rhythm of movement, the unspoken dialogue between player and surface. Today, it hummed in anticipation. His anticipation. Rafael eased his weight onto his knees, testing them, an old ritual of reassurance. The surgeon had been blunt. His body had been stubborn. Recovery had been long, brutal, uncertain. And yet here he was, racket in hand. One more comeback quietly blooming in his chest like a stubborn wildflower. A voice interrupted his thoughts. Rafa. He lifted his head at the sound of the bright, confident call. Crossing the court was a young woman with a ponytail that swayed like a metronome and a grin that could light the entire academy. Eala, Filipina tennis prodigy, junior Grand Slam champion, and one of the brightest talents who had ever trained at his academy. She jogged toward him, racket bouncing against her shoulder. I heard you were training today, she said, slightly breathless. Thought I'd join if you don't mind. Rafa chuckled, the corners of his eyes crinkling. I mind only if you plan on destroying me. No promises. Alex shot back, shrugging playfully. She was fearless. She always had been. Chapter 1. Echoes of the Past. As they warmed up on opposite baselines, Rafa felt the familiar tension of competition slip into place. Alex mirrored every stretch, every slow jog, every controlled swing. Her movements were sharp, fluid, efficient. Echoes of the style she'd honed in this very academy since she was 13. He remembered the first time she had arrived, a small but fierce teenager from Manila with wide eyes and a powerful lefty forehand, another rarity he appreciated. She had stood on this same clay, looking like she was trying to memorize it, to absorb whatever cosmic thing had made champions here. Coach says you're moving better, Alex said, gently bouncing a ball. How does it feel today? Rafa shrugged. Some days good. Some days menos bueno. But today, Rafa tapped the court with his racket. Hoy feels like a good day. She smiled, tossing him the ball. Then let's make it a great one. They began to rally, slowly at first, exchanging rhythmic, easy shots. The ball rose and fell in perfect arcs, the clay sending back a reassuring puff with every bounce. Rafa's wrist remembered before his mind did. The familiar weight of his forehand returned, not fully but certainly, like a melody rediscovered after years of rest. He moved cautiously, pacing himself, but every swing loosened something within him. Tension, fear, memory. On the other side, Alex absorbed it all. Her footwork quickened, her strokes sharpened. She matched him, not out of arrogance, but respect. After 20 minutes, Rafa noticed something. She wasn't giving him the soft stuff. Good, he thought. That's how it should be. He fed her a heavier ball, more spin, more depth. She met it head-on, sliding into her shot, left foot guiding the momentum, hips rotating with confidence. The ball came back deep and fast. Rafa grinned. He muttered under his breath. She's dangerous. Alex heard him and laughed. You taught me well, Rafa. Chapter 2. More Than Tennis. After an hour, they paused for water. Rafa sat on the bench, towel draped over his shoulders, while Alex drank in long, satisfied gulps. Beyond the fence, the sky had shifted into a shade of soft morning gold. So, she said, leaning back. What's the plan? More rallies? Drills? Wanting to go easy on you. Rafa's eyes widened in exaggerated offense. Easy? No. That would be an insult. Alex smirked. Fine. I'll hit harder then. He shook his head, amused. You kids these days. No respect for us old men. You're only old on paper. She fired back. On court you're still. Rafa. He looked at her for a moment, really looked. She had grown in every way. Physically, mentally, professionally. The uncertainty of a junior athlete was gone. In its place stood a woman who knew what she wanted, who had lived through victories and painful losses, and who understood that greatness was not a straight path. Alex, he said gently, you're playing very well. She blinked, caught off guard. Thanks. I've been working hard. Not just hard, he corrected. Smart. That's more important. Hard work alone breaks you. Smart work builds you. She nodded slowly. The truth hung between them. They both knew that his return, if it happened, would be fragile. It would require both hard and smart effort, continuous compromise with a body that had spent more than 2 decades in battle. Are you coming back for real? She asked finally. He paused. The question was not invasive, it was sincere. I don't know yet, he admitted. I miss competing. I miss this. He gestured to the clay, to her, to the silent heartbeat of the court. But what I want and what my body can do, those are different things now. Alex listened quietly. Whatever you decide, she said. Everyone will understand. But there's something magical watching you play. Even training with you, it's like learning a new language every time. Rafa laughed. Magic? No. Just many years of hitting a small ball. But he appreciated the sentiment more than she knew.